Hi, Grace family. I got wonderful treasurer Brian here, and we got Ben, our school superintendent here, and we're here to share a little bit about the budget. Many of you joined us. Thank you for joining us on the Zoom meeting on this past Wednesday night to talk about the budget. A lot of good conversation, a lot of good questions. We open it up an opportunity for anyone to ask questions offline between Wednesday night and today, which is Friday. We didn't get any questions, so what we want to do today is we just want to recap a little bit of what the Zoom meeting was from to review it for those of you who came by and for those of you who weren't able to, so you get a little sense of where we're at. So I'll start a little bit with the church side of the budget. So for this year, in our budget, we had revenues looking at $668K, and it looks like we're projected to get about $2,000 over that. But recognizing because of COVID-19 and what that might do in terms of contributions into the future, we landed at $635K for this next budget. Many of you have really increased and sustained your support, and we appreciate that. We still look forward to that, and we're going to need it to do the things that God has asked us to do. Now, when you're on the expense side for the church, you know that we have myself and Pastor Sam on the pastoral staff. That's the idea going forward for this next budget, to have us as the pastoral staff. So we're going to see some savings in expenses on that end as well. Many of the questions that we had on Wednesday night had to do with the school because of COVID and what school is going to look like, what's that going to do for enrollment. So I'm going to ask Ben to share a little bit about this upcoming fiscal year for the school.
Again, I want to just echo Pastor, just thank you for joining us on our Zoom meeting, and we had some great questions. So I just want to review a few of the details for the school budget moving forward. So this year our budget was based off of 245 students. We currently have 210 students in the school, so we had a decrease in enrollment this year. And we're anticipating a little bit of an increase next year, especially with our kindergarten, because the public school system is opening full-day kindergarten, so that is going to have a little bit of impact on families that have chosen us for our full-day program when the current public schools have only offered a part-day. So with some of that, plus we have the whole COVID shutdown and the unknown about what school looks like going ahead in the future. So there's a lot of uncertainty. So this budget is based off of 186 students moving forward and a staff to sustain that. So it is a reduction of at least one teacher because we're moving down to one kindergarten. So now we're going to have a single grade kindergarten through 8th grade moving forward next year, and that's our plan. So the big thing is, as far as planning for next year, we don't really know. We have lots of speculations of what school could look like next year. We're still waiting on the CDC has released some things, but they are supposed to have some more. Our governor and the California superintendent is supposed to be releasing some information in the next few weeks, which would give us an indication of what we can do next August as we open up school. But as far as teachers are planning, we are looking at all models of education next year, especially having a good solid model if we have to launch virtually again due to a stay-at-home order, if that has to be put back in place. So we're going to have every model possible planned for next year, and we're going to be ready to go whenever we are allowed to do education in whatever model possible. But our big goal is to be on campus. We want to have kids here. We want to see their smiling faces, and we want to have a great time educating students here at Grace. So that's kind of what next fall looks like for us on the school side and our budget. And of course the budget, even though we planned where we're at right now, we're going to have to definitely assess that in August when we have our actual enrollment numbers being able to move forward. So we might be coming back to the voters with an update to our school budget come August. So again, thank you for the questions, and if you have anything else, please feel free to let us know at any time, and we can get you that information.
Awesome. Yeah, Brian Millate, I'm your treasurer with the council. Just a couple notes. Generally, these two gentlemen and their teams have done a great job on this budget process. It's probably the most difficult one this church has faced for a long, long time. And just so you know, the council and these two gentlemen and their staff, I think we're probably the most aligned I've seen since I've been on council, which has been off and on for probably 20 years now, in terms of trying to tackle this and just the way we operate. We're very aligned, and we're hoping that as a congregation, you're feeling alignment as well. We're trying to be as transparent as possible with this type of information, town halls, and those types of things. So on this budget, like Ben mentioned, it's a very fluid situation. Nobody can predict what's really going to happen globally, across the world, businesses, churches, and Grace. But we are trying to do the best we can to give you the information that we feel is appropriate right now. And that will be fluid. As Ben mentioned, we may get some better information, and it may cause us to adjust, and we'll definitely let you know if that's the case. But this is the best we have for you. I think if just keeping that in mind, you should know that we operate very well together, and we really want to serve the congregation as best we can, and that's part of this message here, is making sure you're aware of what's going on. The last thing I'd say is I'm super impressed with what we've done from a church services standpoint and school services standpoint. The agility and nimbleness of this team to continue serving our organization at Grace, the hearts of Grace, the students of Grace, the parents of Grace in this situation has been amazing. And I really got to give it to both of these guys and their teams for doing that. It's been just great to watch and experience.
These are great men, good servants of the Lord as well, and we're all doing this together. So us and this team and the council and the elders and all of you in the congregation and part of the school as well. We're in this together. Challenges up ahead, but a really good time to be a part of Grace. So we're excited about this. Don't forget to vote on this budget that's coming up this next coming week, the beginning of June, and hopefully we'll be back together soon. Thanks so much for joining us.